Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Corroded Body and Mind Esbr and how you can clear it in DBZ Dokkan Battle. Now, Corroded Body and Mind as a category has three main archetypes, I want to say. You've got your characters that possess other bodies or are possessed, so you've got like your Goku Blacks, your Majin Boos, etc. And your babies. Then you have your characters that kind of do the possessing, so to say. So like your Ginyus, you've got, for examples, your Janembas, who I guess technically are possessors. You've got a couple Dragon Ball Heroes units there, etc. And then, finally, you have your, I want to say, like, I guess what's the easiest way to say it? Your characters that physically are obviously altered. So you have, for example, like your Metal Coolers. It's weird that you have Metal Cooler and don't have Metal Freezer, but I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so I guess because mentally he's a bit messed up, but yeah. You also have Android 17s, some of them, the evil ones from GT, but you don't have Hellfighter 17s because Hellfighter 17 was created that way. But anyway, to cut a long story short, it's a very weird category because a lot of these units don't link. So, for example, Goku Blacks don't necessarily link with Janembas too well outside the big bad bosses. Super Babies don't necessarily link up too well with anyone except for maybe some Vegetas. Vegetas technically don't really link up that great with anyone else. Metal Cooler doesn't really have any Wicked Bloodlines characters to link up with that aren't himself. And the Dragon Ball Heroes units are the Dragon Ball Heroes units. So when building this team, generally, it's probably, I'd say, one of the more hodgepodge, mixed up, kind of messed up, combined kind of teams that you'll probably find out there. Because realistically, putting the team together can be quite a, let's say, differing experience. Depending on who you ask and what you do. So I think for me overall, when looking at the team, generally I'd say building it can be quite a challenge. So for our team, we have to pick one of the three leads. There's the Tech Janemba, there's the Physical Goku Black Rose, and there's the Physical Janemba. Obviously, Physical Janemba is the best unit in general. Just because of his amazing easy A and becoming 170% lead. But the Goku Black, I think, is the one that's going to give you the most 200% leads, because he's the only one that can technically classify as a 200% lead. With Corroded Body and Mind being 170% and 30% for Realm of the Gods, etc. Battle or Exploding Rage, he is a 200% lead for a lot of characters under Corroded Body and Mind. So, for that respect, generally speaking, I would say go with Goku Rose. So I went with Goku Rose, but as a friend I took Boiling Evil Super Janemba. And obviously with Janemba, just as a full disclaimer, you should consider taking him as your friend lead, even if you have your own Janemba, because having two Janembas is better than one. And also, Janemba is really, really good, and there's just no reason not to bring two of them. Because I think ultimately his performance is really, really solid. On top of that, I went with a couple interesting other choices. So I took the Strength Goku Rose. If you're not using items, probably not a unit you want to take, but because I don't mind using items, I generally speaking bring him. The reason I bring the Goku Rose is because him coupled with a mouse or a Chi-Chi or any kind of attack down, defense down, basically functions as amazing protection. Because of his minus 40% attack and defense, he's really, really, really good and can really help out a lot. Remember, he provides a minus 30% attack and defense to extreme class enemies. And because we face extreme class enemies the whole time, it's pretty... because the majority of the time we're facing super class enemies, it is pretty good and it does help out a lot. Obviously, getting his finishing blow would be most ideal, but it's not necessary for him to fully function on the team. It is ideal, but it's not absolutely necessary. Then we have the Tech Vegeta. Tech Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is obviously amazing post Easy A. A really good unit that is absolutely a huge source of damage and a great performer overall. So yeah, I think overall Tech SS2 Vegeta, just great at a lot of what he does, so he's pretty good to bring. In terms of the rest of the team, I went with Int Goku Rose. I think Int Goku Rose is really good. I think he's really solid. I think he's strong. I think he is just very good for instant damage. He's got the stunning capabilities as well, and obviously he links up fairly well with our Goku Black Rose units, so that's very helpful. We have Super Easy 8 Goku Black, the physical one, obviously as well. Really good, can do a lot of good damage very quickly depending on orbs. Also provides orbs, provides support as well, so that's all really solid. And I mean, he, like I said, he can do some decent damage. He can tank pretty well as well. It's not like he is, terribly untanky or anything, especially after a couple of hits and a couple of orbs. You can tank more than fine, so I found him to be really quite helpful. And then finally we have Tech Janemba. Tech Janemba, just a unit that just ages very well, providing a bit of support. He has guard, he has damage reduction, obviously very orb dependent, but with the changing we get from physical Goku Black and the fact that we're floating him off rotation, generally we tend to get, I would say, some pretty good performance overall out of him. I would say, on a whole, he does really well. I don't actually think he takes an attack in this run, but I mean, in general, I think he's still a good, helpful unit to have. And the support he brings is helpful. Adding Ki to this lineup, very crucial. And so I think overall, very good. Obviously, there are some units that I think a lot of players may want to wonder if they should bring. I think Super Baby 2 is okay to bring. I'm not going to say is amazing, but there's a lot of situations where his full passive kicks in, and I think that's really good. The physical Metal Cooler is okay if you can find someone to link up with him. Maybe the Int LR Cooler might work with him. It should be fine as a rotationary substitution. AGL Martian Vegeta LR. You've got to be very careful with him. The AoE does help, but a lot of these units aren't going to be one shot by an AoE unless you're getting a huge crit off of some of them or anything like that. But it could be quite fun. Dark Mask King is not a bad option depending on your lineup. Janemba, Baby Janemba is not too bad either. AGL Captain Ginyu is okay, but there's not a lot of other Ginyu Force units for him to kind of rip off of or work off of, so I don't really find it working as well as say other ones. The Int LR Baby I think is really good, and I could probably use him in lieu of Janemba because I think he's really solid. He provides support as well, ceiling stunning. So he is actually is definitely a very good free-to-play option. And if I wanted to replace Tech Janemba with anyone else, I think that baby would be a very good pick because I think he would be able to do a really good job and be really solid. And I think overall that's just a really good performance from him. So yeah, that's probably it when it comes to the lineup and everything. Obviously, Corroded Body and Mind is a pretty weird category, so I completely understand people are struggling with this. It's not necessarily the easiest category to work off of, but at the same time, it is one of those things. I just think ultimately at the end of the day, Esbr categories and everything like that, I think it's relatively fine overall without being too crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and of course, we'll see what you guys come up with. Maybe you can come up with a better team or a different kind of team, or have a suggestion on certain units to run, or units to run with, or partnerships or anything like that. I think it could be really cool. But ultimately at the end of the day, I think that's basically it from me, if I'm being honest. Of course, I'd love to hear your guys' team builds. I think it's always fun to hear team builds and see what people are running. And I think, if anyone sent an item run, it'd be interesting to hear what you ran, how you made it work, But for me personally, this team felt really solid. A couple tweaks I would make to do a no item run. Definitely running double Janemba is priority for that, but I think overall, yeah, just depends. But yeah, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, leave a like. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. So until then, take care, stay safe, and yeah, bye.